Did you know that some people believe the number 5 holds the secret to freedom, chaos, and everything in between? In this video, we're diving into the mysteries of life path number 5, exploring both the incredible potential and the challenges that come with this adventurous number. Let's begin. Freedom. A word that resonates deeply with those who have the life path number 5. They are the explorers, the risk takers, the ones who can't be confined by rules. But here's the question, does their love for freedom border on irresponsibility? Are they incapable of making long-term commitments? Imagine someone who feels suffocated at the thought of routine. They crave the open road, new experiences, and endless possibilities. To some, this is inspiring. To others, it looks like a refusal to settle down. Take a moment and think, does freedom always have to come at the cost of stability? For life path 5s, freedom is not just a desire, it's a fundamental need. They thrive when they are allowed to express themselves without limitations. They are the ones who are always seeking out new experiences, new places, and new people. This drive to explore and push boundaries can lead to incredible personal growth, but it can also come with its own set of challenges. Imagine trying to build a stable career or maintain a long-term relationship while constantly feeling the need to move on to the next adventure. This tension between freedom and responsibility is at the core of the Life Path 5 experience. Many Life Path 5s struggle with the idea of settling down. The thought of being tied to one place, one person, or one job can feel suffocating. They need room to breathe, to explore, to be themselves. But this need for freedom can sometimes lead to misunderstandings with those around them. People may see them as flaky or unreliable, when in reality, they are simply following their own path. The challenge for Life Path 5s is to find a way to balance their need for freedom with the responsibilities that come with adult life. It's not an easy task, but it's one that can lead to incredible growth and fulfillment. One of the keys for Life Path 5s is to redefine what stability means for them. Stability doesn't have to mean being stuck in one place or doing the same thing every day. For a Life Path 5, stability can mean having a strong sense of self, knowing who they are and what they want, even if those desires change from day to day. It's about finding freedom within structure, creating a life that allows for exploration while also providing a sense of security. This balance is not easy to achieve, but when Life Path 5s find it, they can create a life that is both exciting and fulfilling. Life Path 5 is synonymous with change. Constant change. They leap from one experience to another, one emotion to the next. But is this constant pursuit of novelty actually an escape from emotional depth? Many say that those with Life Path 5 never stay still long enough to form deep emotional bonds. Does their quest for adventure lead to superficial relationships, or is it just their way of living life fully? Consider the times in your own life when you sought excitement over stability. Did it bring joy, or did it leave something missing? Life Path 5s are often seen as emotionally unpredictable. They can go from feeling ecstatic one moment to feeling completely detached the next. This emotional roller coaster can be thrilling, but it can also be exhausting, for themselves and for those around them. Their constant search for new experiences can make it difficult for them to form lasting emotional connections. They may move from one relationship to the next, always looking for that next spark, that next thrill. But in doing so, they may miss out on the deeper connections that come from truly getting to know someone over time. However, it's important to recognize that emotional instability is not necessarily a negative trait. For Life Path 5s, their emotions are part of what makes them who they are. They feel deeply, they experience life fully, and they are not afraid to express their emotions. This emotional intensity can be a gift, allowing them to connect with others in a way that is genuine and heartfelt. But it can also be a challenge, as their emotions can sometimes get the best of them, leading to impulsive decisions or a sense of restlessness that is difficult to satisfy. The key for Life Path 5s is to learn how to channel their emotions in a positive way. They need to find outlets that allow them to express themselves without causing harm to themselves or others. This could be through creative pursuits, physical activity, or simply taking the time to reflect on their emotions and what they mean. By finding healthy ways to manage their emotions, Life Path 5s can create deeper, more meaningful connections with others, while still embracing the excitement and intensity that makes them who they are. What happens when the love for intense experiences becomes an unquenchable thirst? Life Path 5 individuals are sometimes described as thrill seekers, but does this predisposition make them more susceptible to addictions? Whether it's the thrill of adventure, substances, or even love, they may always want more. The question becomes, does their pursuit of new sensations lead to a lack of control? Picture someone who needs constant stimulation to feel alive. It's easy to see how this could turn into a cycle that's difficult to escape. Life Path 5s are driven by a need for excitement, for something that makes them feel truly alive. This can be a wonderful trait, leading them to explore the world in ways that others might never dream of. But it can also be dangerous. The need for constant stimulation can lead to addictive behaviors, whether that's an addiction to substances, to adrenaline, or even to relationships. The thrill of the new can become an obsession, making it difficult for them to find satisfaction in the everyday moments of life. Addiction for a life path 5 doesn't always mean substances. It can be an addiction to experiences, to always needing something new, something different. They may find themselves constantly chasing after the next big thing, never satisfied with what they have. This can lead to a sense of emptiness, as the thrill of the new eventually fades, leaving them searching for the next high. It's a cycle that can be difficult to break, but it's not impossible. With awareness and support, life path 5s can learn to find fulfillment in ways that are healthy and sustainable. The key for life path 5s is to find balance. They need to recognize when their pursuit of excitement is enhancing their life, and when it's starting to take control. It's about finding ways to satisfy their need for adventure without falling into destructive patterns. This could mean channeling their energy into creative projects, travel, or other activities that provide a sense of excitement without the negative consequences. By finding healthy outlets for their energy, life path 5s can live a life that is both thrilling and fulfilling, without the need to constantly chase after the next high. Agents of chaos. The energy of a life path 5 can feel like a whirlwind, exciting and unpredictable. But is that whirlwind really just chaos? Their love for change and new experiences can make them agents of chaos in the lives of others. Imagine someone whose unpredictability impacts those around them, partners, friends, co-workers. Are they catalysts for growth or the cause of disruption? There's a fine line between shaking things up for the better and leaving a mess behind. Life path 5s are often seen as the disruptors, the ones who come into a situation and change everything. This can be incredibly exciting. They bring new ideas, fresh energy, and a willingness to challenge the status quo. But for those who prefer stability, this energy can feel overwhelming. Imagine working on a project where everything is running smoothly, only to have a life path 5 come in and suggest radical changes. It can be both exhilarating and terrifying. The challenge for life path 5s is to learn when their desire for change is beneficial and when it is simply causing unnecessary chaos. Their love for change often comes from a deep-seated fear of stagnation. For life path 5s, the idea of staying the same, of never evolving, is deeply unsettling. They need to feel like they are growing, like they are constantly moving forward. This can be a powerful motivator, pushing them to achieve great things. But it can also lead to a sense of restlessness that is difficult to satisfy. The key for life path 5s is to find a way to channel their energy in a way that is constructive rather than destructive. They need to learn when to push for change and when to let things be, to recognize that sometimes stability is not the enemy, but a necessary foundation for future growth. In relationships, this chaotic energy can be both a blessing and a curse. Life path 5s bring excitement, spontaneity, and a sense of adventure to their relationships. But their unpredictability can also be challenging for partners who crave stability and predictability. Imagine being in a relationship where you never know what to expect. One day, your partner wants to plan a spontaneous trip across the country, and the next, they are completely withdrawn, seeking solitude. It can be thrilling, but it can also be exhausting. For life path 5s, finding a partner who can embrace their love for change while also providing a sense of grounding is crucial for building a successful relationship. The challenge of fitting in. Life path 5s are rebels, nonconformists, the ones who march to the beat of their own drum. But what if that very individuality keeps them from finding a place in society? Are life path 5s destined to be outsiders? Their resistance to conformity might seem admirable, yet it can also make it hard for them to fit into established systems, whether that's a career path, social norms, or even relationships. It's like being a square peg in a round hole. Does their refusal to settle mean they're destined to always be on the outside, looking in? For life path 5s, the idea of fitting in can feel like a trap. They value their individuality above all else and are often unwilling to compromise who they are just to fit into a mold that society has created for them. This can be both empowering and isolating. On one hand, their refusal to conform allows them to live authentically, to be true to themselves in a way that many people are not. On the other hand, it can also make it difficult for them to find a sense of belonging. They may move from job to job, from social circle to social circle, always searching for a place where they feel truly accepted. This struggle to fit in is often compounded by the fact that life path 5s are not interested in the traditional markers of success. They are not motivated by status, wealth, or the approval of others. Instead, they are driven by a desire for freedom, for new experiences, for growth. This can make it difficult for them to find their place in a world that often values stability and predictability over adventure and exploration. But perhaps the true power of Life Path 5s lies in their ability to create their own path, to carve out a space for themselves where they can thrive on their own terms. Life Path 5s are often at their best when they find a community that values diversity and individuality. They need to be surrounded by people who appreciate their unique perspective, who see their nonconformity as a strength rather than a weakness. This might mean seeking out unconventional career paths, creative communities, or like-minded individuals who share their love for exploration and growth. By finding their tribe, Life Path 5s can create a sense of belonging that allows them to thrive without compromising who they are. Master of change or simply unreliable? One thing is certain about Life Path 5s, they are adaptable. But is adaptability always a positive trait, or can it come across as unreliability? For some, being a master of change is empowering. They move quickly, pivot, and adapt. For others, it feels like they're just incapable of seeing something through to the end. Can you trust someone who changes direction at the first sign of discomfort? This is the paradox of Life Path 5, they thrive on change, but at what cost? Adaptability is one of the greatest strengths of Life Path 5s. They are able to navigate new situations with ease, to pivot when things aren't going as planned, and to make the most out of whatever life throws their way. This makes them incredibly resilient, able to bounce back from setbacks and keep moving forward. Imagine someone who can walk into a completely unfamiliar situation and feel right at home. That's a Life Path 5. Their ability to adapt is what allows them to thrive in environments that others might find challenging or overwhelming. However, this same adaptability can also come across as a lack of commitment. Life Path 5s are often accused of being unreliable, of not following through on their promises. They may start a project with great enthusiasm, only to abandon it when the excitement wears off. This can be frustrating for those who rely on them, both personally and professionally. It can make it difficult for Life Path 5s to build trust and credibility, as others may see them as flighty or inconsistent. The challenge for Life Path 5s is to learn when to embrace change and when to stick with something, even when it gets tough. Not every situation requires a pivot, and sometimes the greatest growth comes from staying the course, from seeing something through to the end. By learning to distinguish between the need for change and the fear of commitment, Life Path 5s can harness their adaptability in a way that is both empowering and productive. They have the potential to be incredible leaders, innovators, and problem solvers, but only if they are willing to commit to the journey, even when it gets difficult. Relationships and independence, a delicate balance. Relationships require stability, commitment, and a willingness to compromise. But for Life Path 5, the need for independence can clash with these expectations. Does their desire for freedom prevent them from maintaining long-term relationships? Picture a partnership where one person values the thrill of independence while the other seeks a sense of security. It can be a recipe for tension. Are Life Path 5s doomed to struggle in their pursuit of love, or can they find a balance between freedom and commitment? For Life Path 5s, independence is not just a preference, it is a necessity. They need the freedom to explore, to grow, to be themselves without feeling confined by the expectations of others. This can make relationships challenging, especially if their partner craves stability and predictability. Imagine being in a relationship where one person wants to plan for the future, while the other is focused on living in the moment. It can create a sense of imbalance, as each person struggles to understand the other's needs and desires. However, this does not mean that Life Path 5s are incapable of love or commitment. In fact, when they find the right partner, someone who understands and respects their need for independence, they can be incredibly loving and devoted. The key is finding a partner who is willing to embrace their adventurous spirit, who sees their desire for freedom as a strength rather than a threat. For Life Path 5s, love is not about possession or control, it is about growth, exploration, and the freedom to be themselves. The balance between independence and commitment is not always easy to achieve, but it is possible. Life Path 5s need to be honest with their partners about their needs, and they need to be willing to make compromises when necessary. At the same time, they need to find partners who are willing to give them the space they need to thrive. By finding this balance, Life Path 5s can build relationships that are both fulfilling and supportive, relationships that allow them to grow as individuals while also growing together as a couple. The pursuit of pleasure and its consequences. Life Path 5s often live for the moment. They embrace life fully, savoring every pleasure it offers. But does this make them shallow? Are they avoiding the deeper aspects of life in their pursuit of instant gratification? Think of someone who's always chasing the next thrill. Is there depth beneath the surface, or is it all just a distraction from the meaningful parts of life? Sometimes, in their quest for excitement, they might forget to nurture what's truly important. For Life Path 5s, the pursuit of pleasure is not inherently a bad thing. In fact, their zest for life can be incredibly inspiring. They remind others of the importance of enjoying the present moment, of finding joy in the everyday. However, there is a fine line between living in the moment and avoiding responsibilities. When the pursuit of pleasure becomes an escape from the challenges of life, it can lead to a sense of emptiness. Imagine someone who moves from one party to the next, always seeking the next high, but never finding true fulfillment. At some point, the thrill wears off, and they are left with a void that no amount of external stimulation can fill. The key for Life Path 5s is to find a balance between pleasure and purpose. It's about recognizing that while it's important to enjoy life, there is also value in facing challenges head-on, in building something meaningful that lasts. This doesn't mean they have to give up their love for adventure, but it does mean they need to be mindful of when their pursuit of pleasure is enhancing their life and when it's holding them back. By finding ways to channel their energy into activities that are both enjoyable and meaningful, Life Path 5s can create a life that is both rich in experiences and deeply fulfilling. Lack of direction, a life without anchors? One common criticism of Life Path 5 is their perceived lack of direction. They move with the tides, constantly shifting course. But does that mean they're lost? Are Life Path 5s destined to wander aimlessly through life, or is there a hidden purpose beneath the spontaneity? Their resistance to routine can make it seem like they lack focus. But maybe their true path is one of exploration, not of settling down. Can a life without anchors still be fulfilling? For many Life Path 5s, the idea of settling down or following a predetermined path feels stifling. They thrive on exploration, on the freedom to change direction whenever they feel called to do so. This can make them seem directionless to those who value stability and consistency. But perhaps the real question is, does a lack of direction mean a lack of purpose? Life Path 5s may not have a traditional roadmap for their lives, but that doesn't mean they are without goals or aspirations. Their purpose is often found in the journey itself, in the experiences they gather, the people they meet, and the lessons they learn along the way. It's important for Life Path 5s to recognize that while their path may look different from others, it is no less valid. They are not lost, they are exploring. They are not aimless, they are following their own inner compass, one that values growth, discovery, and the freedom to evolve. By embracing their unique way of moving through the world, Life Path 5s can find a sense of fulfillment that is deeply personal and true to who they are. It's about redefining what success looks like, not in terms of traditional achievements, but in terms of the richness of their experiences and the depth of their personal growth. Life Path 5 and team dynamics, friend or foe? In teams, Life Path 5s bring energy, ideas, and innovation. But does their restless nature make them unreliable team members? Teams often need cohesion, consistency, and shared goals. Life Path 5s, with their love for change, might struggle in environments that require stability. Do they disrupt the dynamic or drive it forward with their ideas? Perhaps it depends on how their energy is channeled. Are they given the space to innovate, or are they expected to conform? Life Path 5s are natural innovators. They see possibilities where others see limitations, and they are not afraid to challenge the status quo. In a team setting, this can be incredibly valuable. Their ability to think outside the box can lead to breakthroughs, new ideas, and creative solutions to complex problems. However, their need for change can also be a source of friction, especially in environments that value consistency and routine. Imagine being part of a team where one member is constantly pushing for change, even when others are comfortable with the way things are. It can create tension, but it can also drive progress. The key for Life Path 5s in a team environment is to find a balance between innovation and collaboration. They need to learn when to push for change and when to support the team's existing goals. This doesn't mean they have to conform entirely, but it does mean they need to be mindful of how their actions affect the group. By learning to channel their energy in ways that benefit the team as a whole, Life Path 5s can become powerful catalysts for growth and change. They have the potential to be incredible team members, but only if they are willing to balance their love for innovation with a commitment to the team's success. Life Path 5 is a journey of exploration, freedom, and constant transformation. But with great freedom comes great responsibility. Throughout this exploration, we've seen that the strengths of Life Path 5, their adaptability, independence, and thirst for life, can also be their challenges. They are the dreamers, the adventurers, the ones who refuse to settle. But perhaps the real key for Life Path 5s is learning when to embrace stability without sacrificing their freedom. What do you think? Do the strengths of a Life Path 5 outweigh the challenges, or do the challenges hold them back? I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. If you found this exploration enlightening, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you never miss out on our next deep dive into the mysteries of life paths. Your journey is just beginning, let's continue it together. Thank you for watching. Life Path 5 is more than just a number, it is a call to live boldly, to explore the unknown, and to embrace the beauty of change. For those who walk this path, life is not about following a straight line from point A to point B. It is about the twists and turns, the adventures and discoveries, the highs and the lows. It is about living fully, without fear of the unknown, and trusting that each new experience is a step toward a deeper understanding of themselves and the world around them. So, if you are a Life Path 5, embrace who you are. Embrace the chaos, the freedom, the adventure. But also remember the importance of balance. Remember that while it is beautiful to soar, it is also necessary to land from time to time. Find those moments of stillness, those moments of connection, and cherish them. Because in the end, it is not just the adventures that define your life, it is the people you share them with, the love you give, and the growth you experience along the way. Thank you for joining me on this journey. Remember, your path is your own, and there is no right or wrong way to walk it. Stay curious, stay open, and above all, stay true to yourself. Until next time, take care.